Hi, it's Rob from the Brush and Boltgun. Today I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on how to paint the Eye of Magnus. If you'd like to support the channel, our Ko-fi and Patreon pages are linked below. And now for the video. So I'm going to be using Citadel Averland Sunset to do this. If you want to highlight it with Uriel yellow, maybe a little bit of Flash Gits yellow, once you've finished this then you can do. But I'm just going to leave it completely as Averland Sunset. So to start, what I do is I put 2 dots horizontally, so that this is going to be where the little curls start to curl out from the end of the top eyelid. Like so. Now when you're using this, you can change these and shuffle them about a bit, because you can touch it up with the Ahriman blue and the Thousand Sons blue as well, so there's nothing to worry about with that. All you're going to do is you're going to do, like I always try and do, a crescent, sort of the bottom left crescent of a circle, if possible. And on the other side, you'll see here that I can't quite do this way as well. I should have really rotated in the other way and done the bottom left hand side of a crescent again. But as long as you get that rough eyelid shape, that's fine. All I'm going to do here is at the end, do a little curl up, like so. And the same at this end too. When you are doing this, this is obviously the first kind of rough get the line in place. This is just so that you know where you're working. You can see that that's not 100% equal. So what I'm going to do is thicken this line here, so that you can get that going to the right place and make it so the top of the eyelid is kind of the same on each side. It's also a lot smoother too. Once you've got this done, you're then going to do the line going from one corner of the eye to the other, just touching up these little kind of hooks at the end. Now again, we're doing that bottom left crescent. Rotating it so I'm doing the bottom left crescent again, annoyingly slightly off camera. But when I say the bottom left crescent, if you imagine a circle, then the bottom left quarter of that, that is the quarter of a circle that I can paint a lot better than the entire rest of it. So I always rotate things and try and do it so that I'm always painting that quarter, because I seem to be able to have more brush control from the way, I don't know, your wrist works and your hand works and that kind of thing. So I've put the rough bottom eyelid on there. Now you can see that where I've thickened that on the left hand side, that has meant that the bottom edge is now pretty much the same on both sides. Now we're going to work out where this little triangular eye bit goes in the middle. So what I'll do here is just draw a little triangle on there, and you see me look at it, you can see that it's slightly too far over to the right hand side, so I'm going to add a little bit to the left hand side too. And basically all you're doing here is you're shuffling it. Again, it's so that you're happy with where it is in the eye. I'm going to use a little bit of Ahriman blue. I'm going to tidy this up a little bit. So once you've got it central, if it's a bit too wide, you can just take a little bit off each side. If it's too wide on one side, you can take a little bit off that side and leave the other. But it's just a case of trimming it down, adding a bit, trimming it down, and making sure that you're happy with how it looks. That's the Ziggy come to say hello and help with the painting. Now we've thickened up that line a little bit. We can use a little bit of Ahriman blue to trim that down when we get round to tidying it up. As always, that is just what I do for the freehand, is I'll paint with one, if I make a slight error leave it, then try and tidy them all up at the end together. Or you can work on it by painting one part, correcting that, painting the next part, correcting that, and just going through it like that, whichever works easiest for you. So I've got this slightly off camera here. So you can see that I'm now trying to work out where this line's going to go. I kept looking at a picture of the Eye of Magnus on things like the 40k wiki or something like that. It's got this line underneath, and then looking on the miniatures from Games Workshop, and I couldn't quite tell whether it was curved or straight. Decided it looked a little bit curvy, but not too much, so did it like that. And once again, once you've done this part, you can use a little tiny bit of Ahriman blue to touch up the areas that you're not quite happy with. Just try and get them looking as nice as you can. Like so. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future content. Also, think about subscribing to some of our other social media, linked below. Thanks very much. If you like the channel and you enjoy the content and you'd like to support us, our Ko-fi and Patreon pages are linked below. Thanks very much.